You know, wrestling fans, you know, guys, WWE presented Monday Night Raw, advertised Monday Night Raw as Championship Monday, Championship Raw, right? This past Monday. After all, we saw the 24/7 championship on the line. We saw the tag team titles on the line. And we saw the Raw Women's Championship on the line. We saw Charlotte, not one, not two, not three, but four segments. Four segments. Last Monday, again, we saw the Big Show. Well, it's the Big Show. Return to Monday Night Raw, in which I think at Extreme Rules, if everything goes to the way everything is being played out, we're going to see the Big Show taking on Randy Orton at Extreme Rules, in which the Big Show is going to get his head punted right off. What's next? What's coming? What's being laid out for the Big Show? That's the way that segment kind of ended. Trust me, Extreme Rules, a punt right to his head. That's what's coming. Wrestling fans, we saw, in a nutshell, consolation prizes for Andrade and Angel Garza, in my eyes anyway. I will explain that to you in just a second. We are going to see in the very near future, whether you are happy about this or not, we are going to see in the near future Bobby Lashley getting a consolation prize for losing to Drew McIntyre and winning the United States Championship. Bye-bye, Apollo Cruz being the United States Champion, wrestling fans. MVP, he gets to hang up the United States Championship in the MVP Lounge. All that plus so much more we saw on this edition of Monday Night Raw this week. Before we discuss everything that happened, each and every single one of you, do yourself a favor. Become a subscriber today. Make sure you do that. Make sure you hit that bell so you get all notifications. Plus, follow me on Twitter at 2007 Webby. It is appreciated. Tomorrow I will have your SmackDown review and go back and watch my On the Road. Took a vacation to Clearwater, up by Piedmont. It was a great time. Take a little bit of time and check out that video as well. It is appreciated. Now, wrestling fans, let's dive into this Monday Night Raw. First things first, the 24/7 championship. Akira Tozawa has championship gold in the WWE. I guess all those times of him being buried on Monday Night Raw has paid off. That's what happens when you become a ninja. Get buried, become a ninja, and you just like that, become 24/7 champion. Now, honestly, I think it's going to be entertaining seeing R-Truth trying to become 24/7 champion again, because we all know that R-Truth is going to get that title back at some point. So if they will make skits and things of that nature with the ninjas and R-Truth, that will be something to see. But who knows, right, wrestling fans? I hope that Kuro Tozawa keeps the title for a little bit, and it's not one of these 1 week things, okay? Have the ninjas help the Kuro Tozawa hold on to it for a little bit, and then R-Truth take the title back. But make the skits funny, okay? Make them funny, like they used to do on Raw. Now, moving on to Charlotte versus Nya Jax. To be perfectly honest, when Nia Jax was out there rambling on, and then she got a chair and she sat in the middle of the ring, I didn't pay attention to it. You know, I was on vacation, so I did not watch this live. That's why you're getting this on Thursday and not on Monday night like you always do. So I fast forward through all the stuff that Nia Jax was saying at the very beginning of the promo. When Charlotte came out, and I can't actually believe that I listened to Charlotte's stuff, but when they started going back and forth, that's when I started listening to the promo. Wasn't that bad. Quite frankly, Nia Jax has put Charlotte on the shelf. I guess they're playing into the Nia Jax being this big and powerful superstar on the women's division who hurts, you know, the women and the women's division, you know, because all the IWC, you know, complaining about it. Well, you all complain about it, so we gotta just do that some more, right? Either that or Charlotte taking a little bit of time off. Now, wrestling fans, if Charlotte is actually hurt, get well soon. But it looks like Charlotte's going to be away from the title picture for a little bit, because as Ric Flair stated later on in the night, as soon as she comes back, Nia Jax versus Charlotte. I'm okay with that. Charlotte and Nia Jax, whatever. Keep both of them away from title picture. I know neither one of us want to really see them on a regular basis on TV, but, you know, wrestling fans, we're going to have to. So, put them on one segment, on the same segment, and I'm fine with it. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about in the comments below. Now, moving on to Paolo Cruz. Quite frankly, wiping the smile off his face and turning him heel would have been the best thing for him, honestly. And having him join, you know, MVP would have been the best thing. Is WWE going to do that? Of course not. Of course not. Instead, even though I think it's a smart move, they take Dolph Ziggler and they move him to Monday Night Raw and have him be one of the big top heels in WWE. Not complaining about it, because I like Dolph Ziggler on Monday Night Raw. He doesn't need to be on SmackDown. He was floundering on SmackDown in my eyes. Is he going to win the WWE Championship at Extreme Rules? Of course not. We'll dive into that in just a second. But wrestling fans, Paolo Cruz taking on Bobby Lashley? Give me a break. Paolo Cruz taking on the guy who just got out of the WWE Championship rivalry. Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think is going to win? That MVP lounge is going to look fine with that U.S. title. Trust me. Trust me, okay? I know I sound like Jake the Snake Roberts back in early 1991, mid-1991, when he said trust me all the time. But trust me. Bobby Lashley, 100%, soon to be U.S. champion, and we can kiss this little bitty build of Apollo Cruz goodbye. Now, wrestling fans, let's move on to, as I was mentioning earlier, Dolph Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre. And the biggest thing I have to say about this is, do you remember when superstars had a storyline, an actual storyline, and that's what led to a championship match? Not just, oh, well, let's have a simple promo, and that promo is what leads to, oh, well, let's hope management makes this official. Seriously? Seriously? Okay, so, what? Dolph Ziggler is entitled. He's changed. He has become something he used to hate. As Drew McIntyre said this past Monday. I loved it when WWE wrote storylines where the good guy, the babyface, was out there having a match, and then the heel came out and they attacked him, and that's what started the storyline, and then they made the matchup because of things of that nature. And the number one contender that they had was somebody that was being built. Now, yes, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler have a storyline. They have a past, but still, Dolph Ziggler just magically appears on Monday Night Raw because of the trade of AJ Styles and going to SmackDown and all that. But Drew McIntyre is just, oh yeah, I'll face you, blah, blah, blah. Come on. Can do better than that. Can do better than that. Utterly ridiculous. Moving on. The Raw Tag Team titles, good matchup. Don't really have anything to complain about with that. And honestly, I'll just say this. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's over. And I think that the Street Profits' reign is about to come to an end. You're about to see a consolation prize again to Andrade and Angel Garza. Remember when they were getting buried and buried and buried and buried and buried some more by Drew McIntyre? Some of you will say, oh, well, that wasn't buried. We were just putting that, we were just getting Drew McIntyre built up some. You know, he had the win. You know, he just gotten the WWE Championship. Now, believe me, they were being buried. I mean, flattened. Splat. They're about to get a consolation prize by doing that. Andrade is about to get a consolation prize for dropping the United States Championship. I'm sorry to Apollo Cruz, who quite frankly, in my eyes, so far, WWE booking hasn't done all that much with the title. They have put him with MVP and set him up to just drop it to Bobby Lashley, which is a shame, right? But that's a different story, to say the least. In any case, I will be happy, very happy, if Andrade and Angel Garza become the next tag team champions. I will be happy if Buddy Murphy, you know, and that group, that stable, gets the tag titles. If Seth Rollins collects the tag titles, I would be happy as well. Speaking of Seth Rollins, just want you all to picture this, because I think it's coming to a conclusion that we very well possibly could see a tag team matchup at Extreme Rules, or probably more like SummerSlam, not Extreme Rules. As I think that they'll stretch this out to SummerSlam before we see that match. Austin Theory and Seth Rollins, or Murphy and Seth Rollins taking on Rey Mysterio and his son. What would happen? What would be great if during that match we saw Rey Mysterio's son turn on Rey Mysterio and join Seth Rollins on TV? That would be awesome. To me, anyway. Y'all know what you're thinking about all this in the comments below. Okay? In a nutshell, championship, and beside, in a nutshell, Championship Raw this week was pretty much consolation prize Raw for many superstars. Andrade, we saw that for Andrade, we saw that for Angel Garza, we're going to see it for Bobby Lashley, we're going to see it possibly for, we're not going to see it for Sasha Banks. She's going for the Raw Women's Championship at Extreme Rules. But I think that's a little, as good of a match as it's going to be, I think it's a little ridiculous because she has the Women's Tag Team Championship belt. We're going to see it for many other things. Okay, consolation prizes. We saw a ridiculous opening segment in my eyes, because we should see more storytelling before we get a number one contender. And we saw the Big Show returned to Monday Night Raw to confront Randy Orton and pretty much put an end to this greatest of all time garbage. Thank you, Big Show, for that. And other than that, Edge told us all that he's coming for Randy Orton soon. In a nutshell. But y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Subscribe, do all that stuff I mentioned at the beginning. And of course, until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch each and every one of you on the other side. Talk to you later.